So this comes with a quite large disclaimer that this is very early, but I do want to start show or talk about some of the things I'm starting to work on. So I have a dashboard here. Some of the problems that we see complaints about a lot of the times are, for instance, returned here is a different color on these two charts if you just plot it, by default. Same here. This is literally the same chart, but it's the order of the series is swapped, so it picks different colors for each, which can be kind of aggravating. So I've started to think about how we can fix that. So, for instance, if I've built out some new model, what are these primitives? Something. Clearly, this is where my domain, where you can just go ahead and put a property called color on a lot of your dimensions and measures and start to play with it. So if we have a single series with this measure on it, I can put that in there and you see it finds it in all of the charts and colors it across. So it's a little more consistent now. But it didn't quite apply to these two, which is the same measure, but applied in kind of a continuous fashion. Um, so you can also say, maybe I want to do a whole continuous palette here. And do hex codes live. Maybe get a little hot dog model going, and it picks those up now, and you have kind of like a consistent application of your measure across all of your charts here. And haven't really solved the problem here with returned like individual values here yet. So if I come back and I look at my status, you can kind of do a different way of thinking about it and say, I have particular values I care about. So if I care about complete, let's give it a color like this. And let's say maybe processing as well. Save that. It actually picks out those individual colors now. I gave it bright green and blue, very engineering. But it found it basically between all the charts and is now consistent again, just kind of a different type of series. And then you might, looking at it, you can kind of say, there's a lot of just maybe those are the only two types of statuses I care about. So I don't really care about the other ones anymore. So I can maybe do like an other here, give it like a light gray and forget. And it just kind of blanks them for you. And even like the legend updates and says everything else is this color. And that's kind of it. So kind of the early thinkings here. Probably want to get this up on my personal instance and have people poke around and play with it. But beginning to think about stuff like this.
Do we think this is something that's going to be promotable from the UI eventually, or could it be?
Yes, there's a story for that. Basically, in if you're in a workbook, they want gotta get used to edit mode. Uh, when you're in here playing with your model, you probably have a color section as well.
Love it.
And you can already do it, I believe, Rob, on the workbook model. Like today, if you do have to go to the IDE with your current setup, but you could do it on the workbook model or the shared model. It doesn't matter. So you could do these per workbook already.
Right.